The feeling of an empty summer ahead, it can be heavy. But what if this solitude is not a punishment, but the greatest gift you could receive? A chance to build a foundation so strong you never feel truly alone again. We will explore how, but the final practice we discuss, it holds the key to it all. Do not miss it. Observe closely. It is a common experience in these times, is it not? To be sitting in a room, yet your mind is 1,000 miles away. It is replaying a conversation, worrying about a future that has not yet arrived, or lost in the endless scroll of a small glowing screen. We are present in body, but absent in spirit. Our attention, the most precious currency we have, is scattered to the winds. We look, but we do not see. We hear, but we do not listen. This summer, this time you have for yourself, presents an opportunity to reclaim this scattered energy. The first practice, and perhaps the most fundamental, is to learn to observe closely, to truly arrive where you are. This does not require a special place or special equipment. It only requires your willingness to be still for a moment. Find a single object. It could be a leaf that has fallen on your balcony, a stone you picked up on a walk, or even the pen on your desk. For the next few minutes, your entire world is this one object. Look at it as if you are seeing it for the first time. Notice the textures. Are they smooth, rough, or something in between? See the way the light catches its edges. Observe the subtle variations in its color, shades, and hues you would normally overlook. Do not name it. Do not judge it as good or bad. Simply allow your senses to fully experience it. In this simple act, you are training your mind to come home to the present moment. Now expand this practice. Step outside or look through your window. Observe the sky. We see the sky every day, but we rarely observe it. Notice the shape of the clouds. Are they sharp and defined or soft and hazy? Watch how they move. They do not struggle. They do not resist the wind. They simply drift, change, and dissolve. There is a profound teaching in this. They teach us about impermanence and acceptance. Can you watch the sky for 5 minutes without your mind drifting to your list of tasks? At first, this will be difficult. Your mind will pull you away. But each time you gently guide your attention back to the clouds, you are strengthening a muscle, the muscle of focus. This practice can be woven into the most mundane parts of your day. When you prepare your morning tea or coffee, do not do it on autopilot while your mind is already at work. Instead, observe. Listen to the sound of the water boiling. Watch the steam rise and curl in the air. Inhale the aroma before you even take a sip. Feel the warmth of the mug in your hands. When you finally taste it, let the flavor fully register on your palate. You can transform a simple daily routine into a profound meditation. You are not just making a drink, you are practicing the art of being present. This is a gift you give to yourself, an anchor in the storm of daily distractions. This is not about emptying the mind. The mind will never be empty. It is about giving the mind a single simple thing to hold on to. When you observe closely, you are not fighting your thoughts. You are simply choosing not to follow them down their usual paths. You are choosing to anchor your awareness in the reality of the now. The more you practice this, the quieter the inner noise becomes. You start to notice the beauty in the small things. The world, which may have seemed dull and gray, begins to reveal its vibrant colors once more. This is the foundation upon which a peaceful mind is built. As you become more comfortable with this, you can take it further. Go for a walk in your own neighborhood, but with a different intention. Your goal is not to get somewhere or to burn calories. Your goal is to observe. Notice the houses you walk past every day. See the details you have never seen before. The way the paint is peeling on a fence, the intricate design of a door handle, the resilience of a small flower growing through a crack in the pavement. Listen to the sounds of your environment, not just the traffic, but the birdsong, the rustle of leaves, the distant laughter. Feel the sensation of your feet on the ground, the feeling of the air on your skin. You are transforming a simple walk into a journey of discovery. The world becomes your temple, and observation becomes your prayer. Nourish self. We speak often of nourishment, but we usually confine it to the food we eat. We think in terms of calories, vitamins, and proteins. This is important, of course. the body is the vessel that carries us through life, and it deserves to be cared for. But nourishment is a much deeper, more holistic practice. To truly nourish the self is to tend to the body, the mind, and the spirit as one interconnected garden. This summer, this period of solitude, is the perfect time to learn how to prepare a feast for your entire being, not just for your stomach. It is an act of profound self-respect and self-compassion. Let us begin with the body, but in a way that connects to our first practice of observation. Choose one day a week to prepare a meal for yourself as if you were the most honored guest in your own home. Do not rush. Go to the market if you can and choose your ingredients with care. See the vibrant colors of the vegetables. Feel their weight and texture in your hands. When you prepare them, do so with your full attention. Listen to the sound of the knife on the cutting board. Smell the spices as they release their fragrance. Arrange the food on your plate not just for consumption, but for beauty. And when you eat, eat in silence. No phone, no television, just you and your meal. Taste every bite. This is not just eating, it is a ritual of gratitude for the sustenance the earth provides and for the body that allows you to experience it. Now, let us turn to the mind. What are you feeding your mind on a daily basis? Is it a diet of endless news cycles, social media controversies, and fleeting entertainment? This is like eating sugar all day. It provides a quick rush, but leaves you depleted and agitated. To nourish the mind, you must be as selective with your mental diet as you are with your physical one. Choose a book this summer. Not just any book, but one that contains deep wisdom. It could be philosophy, a spiritual text from a tradition that interests you, or the biography of a person who faced great adversity with grace. Read it slowly. Do not rush to finish it. Read a few pages and then put the book down. Close your eyes. Let the words and ideas settle within you. Contemplate them. What do they mean for your own life? This is how you build mental fortitude and depth. You are providing your mind with the rich soil it needs to grow. Beyond the body and the mind, there is the spirit. The spirit is nourished by what gives you a sense of connection, awe, and peace. For many, this has been lost in the noise of modern life. A simple way to begin nourishing the spirit is through sound. Not just any sound, but intentional listening. Find a piece of classical music, or perhaps the sound of a resonant bell, or even a recording of nature sounds like rain or a flowing river. Set aside 15 minutes. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and just listen. Do not do anything else. Let the sound wash over you, through you. Notice how it vibrates within your body. Notice what feelings or images arise. You are not trying to achieve anything. You are simply creating a space for your spirit to breathe. These practices are not separate. They are interwoven. When you nourish your body with mindful eating, your mind becomes clearer and more stable. When you nourish your mind with deep reading and contemplation, your spirit finds it easier to be at peace. When you nourish your spirit with silence and intentional listening, you find more gratitude for your body and more clarity in your mind. It is a virtuous cycle. This is what it means to truly care for yourself. It is not selfish. In fact, by building your own inner reservoir of peace and strength, you become a more stable and compassionate presence for everyone you encounter in your life. This summer is your training ground. Instead of seeing an empty schedule, see it as an open invitation to become your own master chef, your own wise teacher, your own spiritual guide. What greater project is there than the cultivation of the self? Each mindful meal, each challenging chapter read, each moment of silent listening is a step on a beautiful and worthwhile path. You are not just passing the time, you are investing in the very foundation of your well-being. You are learning to provide for yourself, from yourself. This is a skill that, once learned, will serve you for the rest of your days, in times of solitude and in times of togetherness. Create order. There is a deep and ancient connection between our outer world and our inner world. When our living space is cluttered, disorganized, and chaotic, it is often a direct reflection of a cluttered, disorganized, and chaotic mind. The opposite is also true. The act of creating order in our physical environment can have a profoundly calming and clarifying effect on our internal state. This summer, the practice of creating order is not about chores or sterile cleanliness. It is about intentionally shaping your surroundings to support a state of peace and focus. It is a meditation in action. Begin with a very small, manageable space. Perhaps it is a single drawer, a bookshelf, or the top of your desk. The goal is not to clean your entire home at once, as that can be overwhelming. The goal is to bring your full attention to one small area. Empty it completely. As you handle each object, do not just mindlessly sort it. Take a moment. Ask yourself, does this object serve a purpose? Does it bring me a sense of joy or beauty? Is it something I truly need? This is not just about decluttering, it is a practice in discernment and letting go. You are learning to distinguish between what is essential and what is simply taking up space, both on your desk and in your mind. As you clean the newly empty space, wiping the dust, feeling the smooth surface, do it with intention. You are not just removing dirt, you are creating a space of clarity. When you begin to place objects back, do so thoughtfully. Give each item its own place. Allow for empty space. The eye needs a place to rest. The mind needs a place to rest. An ordered desk, a well-arranged bookshelf. These are not just aesthetically pleasing. They are a visual reminder that clarity is possible. Every time you look at this small ordered space you have created, it will be a gentle encouragement to cultivate that same sense of order within yourself. Extend this practice to the things that are broken or in need of care. Do you have a shirt with a missing button, a wobbly chair, a plant that is drooping? Instead of ignoring them or throwing them away, dedicate some time to mending them. The act of sewing on a button, carefully tightening a screw, or repotting a plant is a powerful practice. It teaches patience, care, and the value of restoration. In our disposable culture, we quickly discard what is imperfect. By choosing to mend something, you are cultivating a mindset of repair and appreciation rather than a mindset of consumption and waste. You are learning that with a little care and attention, what is broken can be made whole again. This is a lesson that applies far beyond a simple shirt or chair. The creation of order also applies to your digital spaces. Our phones and computers are often more cluttered than our homes. The endless notifications, the thousands of unread emails, the countless files scattered on a desktop. This is a source of constant, low-level stress and distraction. Take 1 hour this summer to create digital order. Unsubscribe from newsletters you never read. Delete apps you no longer use. Organize your files into clear, simple folders. Turn off all non-essential notifications. This is the digital equivalent of sweeping the floor. You are clearing away the noise so that you can focus on what is truly important. You are taking back control of your attention. This practice is not about achieving perfection. A home is for living, and it will not always be perfectly tidy. The mind is for thinking, and it will not always be perfectly calm. The purpose of creating order is to understand the connection between your actions and your state of being. It is to experience firsthand how a simple, intentional act in the physical world can bring about a tangible sense of inner peace. It is to know that when you feel overwhelmed and chaotic inside, you have a tool. You can always start small. You can always wash a single bowl with your full attention. You can always make your bed. You can always create one small island of order in the sea of chaos. This is a way to ground yourself. It is a way to remind yourself that you have the power to influence your own state of mind through simple, deliberate action. Move intentionally. Our bodies are not simply vehicles to carry our brains from one meeting to another. The body has its own intelligence, its own wisdom, and yet we often treat it with neglect, or we push it to its limits without ever truly listening to it. We sit for hours, contorted in chairs, and then we expect it to perform for us at the gym. Movement becomes another task to be completed, another goal to be achieved. This summer, I invite you to explore a different way of moving. To move not for performance, but for presence. To move intentionally as a way to reconnect with the wisdom of your body and quiet the chatter of the mind. One of the simplest ways to begin is with a practice of gentle stretching. Find a quiet space in your home when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed. You do not need a complicated routine. Simply begin to move your body in a way that feels good. Reach your arms towards the sky. Feel the stretch along your sides. Gently bend forward and let your head hang heavy. The key is to move slowly and to synchronize the movement with your breath. As you inhale, you might lengthen. As you exhale, you might deepen the stretch or release into it. Pay attention to the sensations in your muscles and joints. Where do you feel tightness? Where do you feel openness? Do not judge these sensations, just notice them. You are having a silent conversation with your body. You are learning its language. Take this intentionality outside. Go for a walk in a park or, if you are able, in a forest. This is different from the walk of observation we discussed earlier. Here, the focus is on the physical sensation of moving. Feel the way your foot rolls from heel to toe with each step. Notice the subtle shift of balance in your hips. Feel the rhythm of your own walking. Pay attention to the feeling of the air moving past your skin, the strength in your legs. Try walking on different surfaces. Feel the difference between soft grass, hard pavement, and uneven earth beneath your feet. Your body is constantly adapting, constantly responding. By tuning into these sensations, you are bringing your awareness out of your head and into the entirety of your being. You become grounded, stable, present. If you are looking to learn something new, consider a practice that explicitly unites the mind and body, such as yoga, tai chi, or qigong. You can find countless introductory videos to follow, along with at home. Do not approach these with the mindset of getting it right. The shapes and forms are not the goal. The goal is the quality of your attention as you move. Can you maintain awareness of your breath as you transition from one posture to another? Can you feel the flow of energy in your body? These practices are thousands of years old for a reason. They are a sophisticated technology for cultivating inner balance and harmony. They teach us that strength is not just about force, but also about flexibility. Power is not just about speed, but also about grace. Even the most mundane movements can be transformed into a practice. When you are washing dishes, feel the warmth of the water on your hands. Notice the movement of your arms and shoulders. When you are sweeping the floor, feel the connection between your hands on the broom and the broom on the floor. Be aware of your posture. Are you slumped over or are you standing tall? By bringing this quality of intentionality to everyday actions, you erase the line between formal practice and daily life. Everything becomes an opportunity to be present. Life itself becomes a moving meditation. This is the deeper purpose of intentional movement. It is not about building bigger muscles or running a faster mile, though those things may happen as a side effect. It is about dissolving the perceived separation between mind and body. When you are fully absorbed in the sensation of movement, the restless mind grows quiet. There is no room for worry or planning when your entire being is focused on the feeling of your feet on the earth. You experience moments of pure flow, where you are no longer a mind driving a body, but a single unified organism, moving with awareness and grace. This is a state of deep peace and integration. This summer, give yourself the gift of discovering this peace within your own movement. Embrace silence. In our world, silence has become a rare and uncomfortable commodity. We fill every spare moment with noise. We listen to podcasts while we cook. We watch videos while we eat. We scroll through feeds while we wait in line. The silence makes us anxious. It forces us to be alone with our own thoughts, and for many of us, that is a frightening place to be. But this fear is a signpost. It points directly to an area where profound growth is possible. To voluntarily embrace silence, to sit with it and befriend it, is one of the most powerful practices you can undertake this summer. It is in the silence that we can finally hear what is truly important. The practice can begin simply. Designate a specific short period of your day as a time for silence. It could be the first 15 minutes after you wake up, or the last 15 minutes before you sleep. During this time, there is to be no input, no phone, no computer, no books, no music. You simply sit. You can sit on a chair or on a cushion on the floor. Keep your back straight to encourage alertness. You can close your eyes or keep them softly focused on a spot a few feet in front of you. And then you do nothing. You just allow yourself to be. At first, this will feel incredibly difficult. The mind, accustomed to constant stimulation, will rebel. It will generate an endless stream of thoughts, plans, worries, and memories. You will feel a powerful urge to get up, to do something, to check your phone. This is the moment of training. Your task is not to fight the thoughts or to force them to stop. Your task is simply to notice them, to watch them arise and pass away without getting caught up in their stories. You are like a person sitting on a riverbank watching the leaves float by. You do not jump into the river, you just watch. Each time you realize you have been carried away by a thought, you gently, without judgment, return your awareness to your posture and your breath. This practice of sitting in silence is like allowing muddy water to settle. If you keep stirring it, it will remain cloudy. But if you let the jar be still, the sediment will naturally drift to the bottom and the water will become clear. Our minds are the same. By sitting in silence, you're allowing the sediment of your daily anxieties and distractions to settle. In the clarity that emerges, you may begin to notice things. You may notice recurring patterns in your thinking. You may feel emotions that have been buried under layers of busyness. You may hear the quiet voice of your own intuition, a voice that is normally drowned out by the noise. To deepen this practice, you can undertake a digital fast for a longer period. Perhaps you can set aside one evening a week or even one full day on the weekend, where you turn off your phone, your computer, and your television. Inform your friends and family so they do not worry. Then simply be in your own space, in the silence. What will you do? You might cook a meal, go for a walk, stretch, or simply sit and look out the window. You will notice how deeply ingrained the habit of reaching for a device has become. Resisting this urge is a powerful act of reclaiming your own time and your own mind. You are proving to yourself that you are not dependent on external stimulation for your sense of well-being. Embracing silence is not about becoming passive or disengaged from the world. It is the opposite. It is about engaging with yourself on the deepest possible level. It is a radical act of self-intimacy. By becoming comfortable in your own silent company, you build a foundation of inner stability that is unshakable. You are no longer afraid of being alone because you have discovered that in solitude, you can find a profound sense of connection to yourself. Your anxiety lessens because you are no longer running from your own mind. You become a better listener to others because you have first learned to listen to yourself. The silence is not empty. It is full of potential. It is the canvas upon which a more peaceful and aware life can be painted. Cultivate growth. Human beings have an innate desire to grow, to learn, to expand their capabilities. When this desire is not met, we can feel stagnant, bored, and unfulfilled. The summer, with its longer days and potential for open time, is a perfect season for cultivation. I am not just speaking of a garden, though that is a beautiful practice in itself. I am speaking of cultivating growth within your own mind and skills. It is about choosing to be a student of life, to approach a new subject with the humility and curiosity of a beginner. This process is deeply rewarding, not just for the skill you acquire but for the qualities of character it develops along the way. Choose one skill or subject that you have always been curious about, but have told yourself you don't have time for. It could be learning a new language, how to play a musical instrument, how to draw, or understanding a period of history. The specific subject is less important than your commitment to it. Dedicate a consistent amount of time to it each week. It does not have to be a lot. Even 30 minutes 3 times a week is enough to make progress if the time is focused. The key is consistency. This is the first lesson of cultivation. Growth requires regular, patient effort. A plant does not grow to its full height in a single day. As you begin, you will inevitably encounter the feeling of being a beginner. You will make mistakes. You will feel clumsy and awkward. Your first attempts at drawing will not look like the masterworks you admire. Your first chords on a guitar will sound dissonant. This is a critical juncture. Our ego does not like to feel incompetent. It will tell you to quit, to do something you are already good at. The practice here is to cultivate humility. It is to embrace the process of not knowing. Can you be patient with yourself? Can you find joy in the small improvements rather than being frustrated by your distance from the final goal? This training in patience and self-compassion will benefit every other area of your life. A very literal and beautiful way to practice this is to grow something. You do not need a large garden. A single pot on a windowsill is enough. Choose a simple plant, perhaps an herb like basil or mint. plant the seed in the soil, and then your work is to tend to it, to give it the right amount of water, the right amount of sunlight. And you watch. You watch for the first tiny green shoot to break through the soil. You watch as the first leaves unfurl. You are witnessing the miracle of life and growth firsthand. A plant cannot be rushed. It grows according to its own nature, in its own time. It is a profound teacher of patience and the power of consistent, gentle care. This principle of cultivation also applies to your inner world. Just as you can cultivate a skill or a plant, you can cultivate positive states of mind. For example, you can choose to cultivate gratitude. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be large things. It could be the taste of your morning coffee, a kind word from a stranger, or the feeling of the sun on your skin. At first, it may feel forced, but if you do it consistently, you are training your mind to look for the good. You are watering the seeds of gratitude, and over time, they will grow into a pervasive sense of appreciation for your life as it is. The beauty of cultivating growth is that the journey is the destination. The true reward is not in becoming a master painter or a fluent speaker of another language. The true reward is in the person you become through the process. You become more patient, more resilient, more humble, and more curious. You learn to embrace challenges as opportunities and to see mistakes not as failures, but as valuable teachers. You reconnect with the joy of learning and the deep satisfaction of seeing your own efforts bear fruit. This summer, choose a seed to plant, be it a skill, a plant, or a quality of mind. Tend to it with care and consistency and watch yourself grow. Release control. We have explored many practices. We have observed closely, nourished the self, created order, moved intentionally, embraced silence, and cultivated growth. These are all active practices. They are things you do. They are immensely valuable for building a foundation of stability and awareness. But now we arrive at the final, and perhaps most subtle and powerful practice of all. It is the practice of non-doing. It is the practice of releasing control. After all the effort, all the training, the ultimate freedom comes from the ability to let go and simply allow life to be as it is. This may sound paradoxical. After learning to focus the mind, are we now to let it go? The answer is yes. The previous practices are like building a strong and sturdy boat. You have learned to patch its holes, to steer it, to raise its sails. This is essential, but you cannot control the ocean. You cannot control the weather or the tides. The final practice is learning to be a masterful sailor who, having done everything they can, knows how to relax at the helm, trust the boat they have built, and navigate the unpredictable currents of life with grace and acceptance. Releasing control is not giving up. It is the highest form of trust in the work you have already done. The practice is this: sit just as you did when embracing silence. But this time your intention is slightly different. You are not just watching your thoughts from the riverbank. You are noticing your relationship to your thoughts and feelings. When a difficult emotion arises, sadness, anxiety, anger, notice the immediate, instinctual reaction to push it away, to suppress it, to fix it, or to distract yourself from it. This is our habit. We want to control our inner experience. The practice is to, just for a moment, release that control. Can you allow the feeling to simply be there without needing it to change? Imagine holding a small bird in your hand. If you grasp it too tightly, you will crush it. If you open your hand completely, it will fly away. The practice is to hold it with a gentle, open palm. You allow it to be there, acknowledging its presence, its warmth, its life, without trying to control it. You can do the same with your emotions. Acknowledge the anxiety. You can even say to yourself, this is anxiety. I feel it in my chest. It is a tense energy. You are not identifying with it. You are not saying, I am anxious. You are observing it as a temporary weather pattern passing through the vast sky of your awareness. By doing this, you rob it of its power over you. This release of control extends to the world outside of you. We spend so much energy trying to make reality conform to our expectations. We get frustrated when people do not act as we wish, when plans fall apart, when life presents us with unexpected challenges. This resistance is a primary source of our suffering. The practice of releasing control is to meet reality as it is, not as you wish it were. This does not mean you become passive. You still act, you still have goals, but you hold them lightly, you do your best, and then you release your attachment to the outcome. You plant the seed, you water it, but you cannot force it to grow. You accept that some things are and will always be beyond your control. This is the ultimate freedom. It is the peace that comes from no longer being at war with yourself or with reality. It is the realization that you can be okay, even when things are not okay. You have built your inner refuge through the other practices. You know how to be present, how to nourish yourself, how to be still, so you can handle the storms when they come. You do not need the ocean to be calm to feel at peace. Your peace comes from within. It comes from your ability to release the desperate need to control everything. This summer was not about finding the perfect set of activities to distract you from your loneliness. It was about using this time of solitude to build a relationship with yourself so deep, so resilient, that you no longer need the world to be a certain way for you to be whole. The path is not about reaching a final destination where you are always happy and all your problems are solved. The path is about learning how to walk with grace, no matter what the terrain looks like. The solitude of this summer was your training ground. Now you have the tools. You have the boat. The ocean of life, with all its beauty and all its storms, awaits. Trust the work you have done, trust yourself, and release your grip. This video felt like a glass of cool water after walking through a desert I didn't even realize I was in. The part about preparing a meal for yourself as an honored guest literally brought tears to my eyes. I've spent so much time just trying to get through the day. I forgot I was worthy of that kind of care from myself. It's like I've been waiting for permission to just be with myself, and this was it. Has anyone else tried this? I feel like it could change everything.